Second page.
Yeah.
Okay,
7.
all right.
Go.
Is everybody tell me when you're ready?
Yep.
Ready.
You can share. You can share, Skylar. Share.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Turn pain into painting, foe into photograph, harm into harmony.
God.
And do it with your words.
Come on, you gotta jam to it.
Deal
The
with it.
first time I've heard this.
They're still trying to make an outgoing song. But it's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Be really careful, Brady. I wrote the song.
Do it with your words.
You gotta memorize this so we can sing along.
Oh no.
The theme song. I know.
We are Journals Out Loud, an extension of our iOS social advice app Journals. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palenque. We're here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens to discuss pressing teen issues. We have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh, and I'm going as Elsa for Halloween.
Excellent. We have Skylar.
Hi, I'm Skylar, and I hope you have a great night.
Brady.
Hi, I'm Brady Glasser. I don't know if you see, but that map of the world behind you is wrong. There's supposed to be a little strip of land connecting Cambodia to the rest of Malaysia. So I think you should get that fixed.
Okay, 2 words. Parallel universe.
What, where that little strip of land sunk?
Yeah.
That's a very interesting parallel universe.
Hannah.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I would like to give a shout out to my family and friends in the Philippines where they don't really have internet and they work for a living.
It's right here on the map.
Yeah, it is
Wait, help me.
somewhere. Okay.
There's a couple of
over-
islands missing.
Yeah.
Also,
you're close
Jerusalem's
to it.
gone.
It's like the small islands.
Okay, we'll circle it, and we can put a pin in everyone's hometown. Yay.
Louise, why is
That'd be
Jerusalem
cool.
gone? Wiped off the map.
Sad face. Yes, we are Journals Out Loud. We're going to just jump right into questions that we're going to help everybody, especially the people in Jerusalem, which is not gone. Peace in
I
my
hope
heart
not.
and soul writes, why can't some guys open up about their feelings in a relationship even when they need to?
Because they are cool. Because like they just don't want to, you know. They really hide their feelings a lot, and if they, I feel like if they show their feelings, you know, they're afraid if they get judged because they're a man. A man isn't supposed to a man is supposed to be manly. That's what like most of them think about.
I mean, I think your answer is really to the point and probably pretty true. So within the relationship, how do you maybe kind of help a man or a boy know that it'd be healthier if he did?
Like with this dude, he
Yeah.
was like that.
That dude, I know.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Like I just like sat down, you know, talked to him. Like sometimes they try to ignore the fact. You just got to be like, hey, you know, I'm here for you. I'm your friend. And friends talk to each other, don't they? You know, they let their feelings show.
So
That's true.
What I like to do is I like to go like deep into the question and go like, all right, what is she really saying? Because it's kind of aggressive that she says even when they need to.
Yeah. Well, something's definitely happening
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
her relationship. Like, that's why she's asking the question, is because she's with a dude and dude's not opening up, you know. So how do you get him to, how do you crack him open?
Just try to sit down with him.
So even though she's saying, why can't, like, I'm just empirically asking the following question, she's really asking, how can I get him to open up?
Yeah.
Skylar, you're thinking?
I'm assuming this has been going on for a while.
Yeah, it seems like she's at a point of frustration. Very good, very astute. So what can she do? I mean, usually, like, I tell people that they want to say I statements. Like, I feel frustrated because I don't know what you're thinking, and I would love to know what you're thinking. Like, you can not back the person into a corner. You can not say, I hate it when you always, you know, because that makes just someone defensive and the conversation just ends. Brady.
Well, I feel like, you know, in a situation like this, like, there's some people that just don't want to open up, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, it's kind of a personality thing in a way. And it's hard to get somebody, you know, especially in a relationship that you care about, when you see, you know, somebody's probably hurting. Like, something's happening with this dude, too, because there's obviously feelings that he needs to talk about. But I feel like, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, maybe she needs to wait and not make this about her. It's about
Wait it
his
out.
feelings,
Wait it out.
right?
Wait it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, it could be bad, you know, when you hold your feelings out in like so long and you want to let it out, sometimes it just comes out of nowhere and people will just be staring at you like you're crazy or something. So I would say you should just try sitting down and talking to him, like maybe when he's watching TV, and be like, hey, can we talk about something?
No. He's busy watching
Don't interrupt
TV.
him.
If there's a program, unless he has a DVR with a pause button, do not. No, I'm just teasing.
I mean, you could
Like,
pause the TV.
You know when is a good time when guys talk better when they're moving. So, just go for a walk or do an activity, shoot hoops or something, because guys don't like to just sit there and be like, here's how I feel. They'd rather be moving. Like the activity helps like loosen.
Yeah,
kind of their
that's
thoughts.
actually, that's very true.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing something and there's like a segue into it, as opposed to just like sitting him down and making him nervous and being like, okay, so what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
It's like backing him into a
Scary.
corner.
Yeah, or like maybe reminding him of the way his mom tried to get him to, say things. So you don't want to be that person that just like, we're talking about your feelings needs to be a good thing, a thing that you actually look forward to because you know you're going to feel better afterwards, not some punishment. And so you can take sort of baby steps towards that, or he may not be the right guy for you because in a good relationship, you will have communication.
Mm-hmm.
Even though guys are still guys, you will want to strive to have a good relationship that way. So keep working on it, and don't get too frustrated. And like Brady said, don't make this about you. If it's about his feelings, then make it about him. Anonymous writes, is it bad if you feel insecure that your partner has kissed other people in the past? My girlfriend was my first kiss. Before she dated me, she had kissed other guys. She's 16 and I'm 17. When I think about it, I even start to tear up, and I don't know why. Ooh, Skylar.
I completely relate to this.
Okay.
I cried for 3 months after. It was a total mistake, and I've been traumatized since.
Wait, you cried after what? After kissing a dude? Right, but this is that's a
was a
completely
mistake.
different emotion than this one.
Yeah, but it's the first one.
No, but he's crying because he's jealous of the thought that his girlfriend has kissed somebody who isn't him.
Well, I think
Well,
that
He's not emotional.
I
He's
think-
jealous. The thought of it makes him cry. So
yeah,
he
like
he-
sometimes that might happen. You know, you see people like cry about that. I was like, oh no, you didn't have me in the past, and now I'm all upset because it wasn't me. And you pretty much want to just have a relationship between himself and the other woman, and what's that? And sometimes he might be afraid they might come back, maybe kiss them again since they already had their first kiss, and who knows, they might be better than himself, or like her or something like that. Oh, Josh.
I think that in this situation, you really have to look at like everything that happened before you and your current girlfriend was the past. Like, it's not something that you can change, and it's not something that you had control of. Like, you didn't know that person at that point in time, and you can't expect that that person didn't go on with their life without you because you never were a part of it. And like, what matters is what happens from this point on. If they're with you and they want to commit to you, then that's what they should be doing. And it sounds like that's what they are doing. You just have to kind of realize that you can't change that, but worrying about what the past is only going to affect the future and what happens and how you approach the relationship going forward. Brittany.
Yeah, jealousy is a really tough thing, you know. I mean, like that's because that's, I mean, this is this person's first like real, relationship jealousy experience, and that's like, it's hard. It's really hard to deal with. And oftentimes when, we're jealous, we feel like there's nothing that we could do because, if we try to raise any concerns, it's like, you're the selfish one, because how is that person going to control who they saw before you, right?
Yeah.
But there's still that feeling there. So, I mean, I don't even feel like I've really, gotten over or have learned to like, overcome jealousy in every situation. I think that it's something that just happens in life, and it's like you have to move forward. Skylar.
Well, I've been told a lot to stay away from jealous guys. So I've tried to not show the jealousy because I've been told that's like a big turnoff, and when I notice that, it kind of scares me when they get all jealous, and I just kind of like run away.
But I agree with you, Skylar, and that's why, like, if we can intervene with this guy, like, before he moves on with his life, like, maybe we can help him reframe what this looks like, you know, based on the advice that you guys have been giving, which is that as you get from 16 moving onward into life, there's no such thing as a person who hasn't been kissed before, and that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with your relationship with the person. You're trying to control something that is uncontrollable. We're all human beings on the planet interacting with one another. We have experiences, we learn from them, we move on. You do not get to like have like that clean, unmolested piece of snow that you run through. Like, people are going to run through the snow, and I don't mean to compare your girlfriend to a field of snow.
Wow.
And yet I do. No, it's just
Such an elegant metaphor.
it's and I'm like, you guys have heard of snow, right? Because we're in Southern California. They're like, snow? What is this snow you speak of?
Oh yeah, in the Philippines.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but you don't get to have that girl that's never been kissed. Like, that's some dream in your 12-year-old mind that that person exists, and you really want someone who's learned from her past relationships what more she wants, so that with each relationship she's getting closer and closer to like the good fit, and that means that someone has kissed her. So what?
I think what this person needs is a hall pass.
Right?
Right? Because, okay, so here's my logic. Because that feeling is not going to go away until this person has more experiences. But he wants to keep the relationship at the same time.
Oh,
So
what
does
you
he
mean by
do?
hall passes? He goes kiss other girls?
Yeah. That's exactly. Hey.
I thought you meant that he just needed to go to the bathroom.
No. I'm
needed to
just
go to
saying.
the
I'm just saying.
bathroom.
Maybe that same person. I don't know. That person's obviously kissing people. So maybe that you know, this guy go to this.
Oh,
I'm just
I
that
don't
won't
think you
bring them
think
closer
really
together.
positive.
No, I think he needs to just rethink what it means that she's been kissed, because it doesn't mean anything. And you can't undo that. Like Josh was saying, you can't undo it. It happened. And she's 16 years old. Maybe she kissed a guy and hated it. Maybe it was ucky and messy and stupid, and she didn't like the memory of it even. And now she's with you and kissing you and loving kissing you. So just because you've been kissed doesn't mean it was this magical thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the kiss is the world's most awkward moment. So
Well,
just,
maybe try to talk to her about that then. And like ask her about the experience and like what it was like, and having, because I feel like when we're jealous we sort of like mythicize
Right.
about situations.
yeah.
And so, like, actually learning about, what was it like to kiss that person, or not something creepy like that, but but just, asking questions and stuff. I mean, that's why one of the reasons why we go into relationships is because we learn from our, our partners and things like that.
Well, I don't know that he wants to dig around and try to learn too much.
Well,
'cause,
that's
like,
not what I mean.
he
but-
could just say like, "Oh," in a teasing way, like, "I'm a much better kisser," right? And then just be reassured and then move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that if she answers no, then that's a problem.
Isn't she gonna like tell a little white lie?
Oh, I don't know, but if I'm in that situation, I'm just gonna take whatever's given to me. I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's the truth from now on. In my head, that's the truth.
And it's like sometimes there's like this tendency to just ask things that we don't need to know to torture ourselves.
Yeah.
And like, you have a right to be happy. And she's with you right now. And that's like kind of what matters, is the future
Yeah.
between the two of you. And don't let this kind of get in the way of happiness, because you're overthinking it. The concept that people are unkissed is really just a myth after the ages of 16 and 17. It really just is. That doesn't mean that it isn't better with you and that she isn't really happy. And kisses really are not what a relationship is built around anyway. It's really your connection as two human beings. And so you can over what's the word you use?
Mythicize.
You can over mythicize the kiss.
I made it up, I think.
It's good though. You can over mythicize the kiss. Like,
Yeah.
it's a kiss is just a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh, and the fundamental rules apply to learning song lyrics. Okay.
What?
So
Learning song lyrics.
as time goes by. All right. Anonymous writes, I have a phobia of dogs, and it makes me feel ashamed. Whenever I
Skip
see a
one.
dog, I can't control my reaction. My heart starts to beat very fast, and my breathing as well. How can I control it? So before I throw it to you guys, I want to just say, that I skipped a question. Remind me to go back to it. And
Okay.
also, before I throw it to you guys, it's possible that something happened in her early childhood that is triggering this. And so let's just keep that in mind, and I will throw it to you guys. Hannah.
So I would have to say, like, don't try to control it yourself, because sometimes things could go wrong. I would try going to like maybe a doctor and like having them like you bring in a nice dog and staying in that dog like in a room with that dog in a room for like an hour or so, like once a week maybe, and then like until you get comfortable.
Yeah,
Skylar.
I read something similar to that in AP Psychology. I think it's called
Ooh,
like
AP
the
Psychology.
near
Ooh.
exposure effect or exposure effect, where you just like
Immersion
consistently,
therapy.
yeah, you just like
Mhm.
put yourself around your fears, and it will just eventually just like go away because you're so used to it. Brady.
Now, okay. I think that's a great idea. And, one dog, how long is that going to take? Probably like, a couple months because,
Yeah.
Depends on whether or not the dog mauls her.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, Louise. She, well, anyway, one dog might take about a month for you to get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But a room full of dogs,
no,
maybe like 10 or maybe 100 dogs in one room.
because
Just
you
bathe
ruin
yourself
them.
in
You're
dogs.
not like 99.999% of dogs are never gonna harm you. It's like really,
Course,
really rare
yeah.
that any dog would even like nip at your fingertip. Like dogs, just
They're sweet.
dogs are the best. So
No, there's some.
But-
Like I tried petting one, it just freaking.
right, but the owner. look, let's calm down the kid here. Like the
Yeah.
owner is responsible for the behavior of the dog, and when you approach a dog, like if you're on a walk and you see a dog, the owners will always say, "Oh, he's friendly."
Yeah.
If the dog isn't friendly, the owners will say, "Like, be careful." Like, let the owner tell you how close you can get to the dog. Because honestly, I think you need to go to a therapist that will come up with the course of treatment
Yeah.
Yeah.
based on your fear, because you're one of like billions of people with some sort of deep fear,
Yeah.
and it's really, really common. But there are different schools of thought regarding addressing it. But I don't want you to go through the rest of your life afraid of dogs, because there are dogs everywhere. And
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
were saying
Not
like,
all of them are the same.
no, I know, but the likelihood that you'll be walking down a street and encountering a dog is really, really high, and I just don't want that to be a thing that you're thinking about as you leave your home every day. Like, I would love for you to overcome this right now. We had a neighbor who had a fear of dogs, and when that neighbor came over, we had to put our dog in the basement, and it was upsetting to me because I didn't want to put my dog in the basement.
Yeah.
So, and then all her kids got her same fear of dogs, because they could see her react when the dog was present. And, dogs are awesome. Like,
Yeah.
dogs just want love. And so I would hate for you not to address this, but there's therapists that will specifically get down right to it. Like, okay, here's what this kid needs. And the sooner you treat it, the better you're going to be, Hannah.
Dogs are like a man's best friend. I mean, like
I have heard that before.
yes,
I
they
have.
will
So
like
have I.
you will like even get mad at the dog, and you like sometimes like you will like hit it and everything. It will still love you. And like I don't know how you could be like afraid of dogs.
It's probably something.
Yeah,
happened
I
when she
know
was
it's
little.
something really horrible, but like may have
I
happened
don't
to
think
this
it,
person.
it may not
but
have been horrible. It may have been just scary to a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Do you know
okay,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Skylar?
Oh yeah, like so dogs like they like know that you own them. So when they lick your hand, it's like saying, "Oh, I'm like bowing down to you. You own me." But cats are like different. They like think they own you. So the dog isn't gonna try and attack you because it's like, "Oh, you own me."
But
Well,
cats, you
the
gotta
cats,
watch out.
no.
Cats know they
Ooh.
own us because they own the internet.
That's true.
All right, the question I skipped over is, how do I convince my parents to let me get a piercing?
Ooh.
I'm 12 and I want another
I
lobe
answered
piercing
this
on
in
my
the
ear. My mom says
No.
it looks trashy, and my dad doesn't think I'm old enough, even though I got my ears pierced like 3 years ago. I'm going to go to Skylar first.
Okay, so there's the thing I read in psychology where when you're trying to convince someone, you say something worse than what you want, and then they'll eventually
Oh my
fall
God, she's
back.
playing her parents.
This is
They'll fall
Machiavellian.
back
Wow.
on the piercing.
Josh.
No.
I answered this question in the app actually.
Did you?
So I'm not gonna say it is like pretty probably, but basically I think that your parents are trying to do like the best thing for you, and I think there is like a middle ground that you can meet. Like instead of getting the piercing, like try like magnetics or clip-ons or something that you can test it out, because getting a piercing is a commitment to your body. It's something that permanently changes or at least temporarily changes your body, and you have to be okay with that. And if your parents aren't okay with that, then you'll have to wait till you're an age that you can make that decision for yourself.
Hannah?
Like you still have a life ahead of you, and you're gonna get like all these piercings on your body. Like why? I mean, like you want to do something and then you have a piercing there, and like some people got gauges and they're so big, the holes won't clear up. and everything. And it's just so like bad. But like piercings like sometimes are good. But like do that when you get older because like you have more freedom and everything. And like I got my ears pierced when I was like 5 years old, but that's just like an ear piercing and like, hey, earrings. Everybody has earrings. But like piercings, like maybe belly button or like in your ears or like in your neck and don't do that. I mean, it doesn't look trashy. Sometimes it looks good.
But she's just asking for a second lobe piercing. I don't think it's trashy. And I think that if she's seen someone else that has it and thinks it's pretty, you want what you want when you want it, and it shouldn't be judged. Just the fact is her parents are saying no and she wants it. And I do think that there's some things that are worth waiting for.
Yeah.
And when you're 12, you don't really have a ton of control over your body. So I would say, I mean, the question, Skylar immediately addressed the question, which was, how do I convince my parents? And Skylar had some really good psychology regarding that. And you can continue asking like once a month, like, let me re-ask this question. Let me show you a picture of someone who has 2 lobe piercings and it looks really pretty, not trashy. I mean, but stay respectful. Brady.
PowerPoint presentation.
There you go.
Is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Make a very detailed PowerPoint presentation. Maybe some, throwing some pictures of celebs in there, so that your parents can see what it actually looks like.
Some
like,
handouts,
hey,
some
I'm
leave
gonna
behinds.
become a
Yeah.
celebrity once I get.
That's
these
exactly the
piercings.
point you should make. You should say, Mom, Dad, if you want me to be a celebrity, then I need this.
A 1-sheet, some leave behinds.
Yeah.
Some mailers.
Flyers,
Put
seminars.
them on an email list.
Yeah.
Where they just
Sign them up for Piercings Monthly. Maybe get your family involved. I
Set
don't
their
know.
wallpaper to piercings.
Get a piercing machine when your dad is asleep. We'll go into his room and
just
pierce
be
his
like,
ear.
I accidentally.
Who's trashy now?
Hey.
Huh? Who's trashy now?
And I just accidentally impaled my earlobe, Dad. I do not know how this happened.
Oh no, your ear is infected.
Oh no.
Oh no, sorry.
What are we
your
gonna
ear.
do?
Let's put a little.
Wow, now there's a hole in your ear. I wonder what we should put in there to make
Dad,
it look
am I
better.
up to date on tetanus?
Tetanus. Tetanus singles in your area.
All right,
All
moving on to the next question. I think you guys have given excellent advice. This is
That
from
was A+.
GCV, and I can't imagine what those initials stand for, but it's
Isn't
all
that the
caps.
shopping network?
I thought it was, and I also thought it was like the drugstore, but no.
The drug.
QVC.
GVCVS. So there's this girl. I know she likes me because she told me. I don't want to be rude to her. She messages me every day, and she will keep sending messages until I answer. I'll reply with K, so she can understand that I'm not invested in our conversation, but she'll send me 12 more messages in 2 minutes. What should I do? She keeps asking me if I think she's boring or weird. I don't know what to reply. All right, Josh.
I don't think it's weird or rude if you tell her that you're not interested. Like you've already addressed that to her once, but she's not taking the message. And if you're just saying that you're not interested and you don't want her contacting you, that's not being rude. That's like trying to get her to respect your wishes.
Okay, but imagine it's not a boy-girl thing. It's 2 girls. Like, it's just 2 girls that she just wants this girl to be her bestie. Like, imagine that situation. I can understand a dating situation where it would be easier to shut down the person, but if someone just wants to be your pal, that's awkward, right? Brady?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
Right now, I'm at a point in my life where, good friends are hard to come by. And I'm finding more and more that good friends are people who are just interested in talking to you and hanging out and who are, down in certain ways. And I don't think that it's a bad thing to hear this person out for a little while, maybe have some tester conversations. And I don't know. I mean, this person could, as obviously wants to be your friend. I mean, that's a good quality, I think, in a friend.
Is it a good quality if you write K and you mean and it's code for I don't want to speak with you?
This person
And
thinks that she's really cool. That's obviously what's happening.
But
That's
if she
amazing.
doesn't know boundaries,
She looks up to you.
and she doesn't know boundaries, and she sends 12 more messages.
Okay, that's extreme. Yes, I
then she
agree.
might be
feel
someone
like-
that isn't picking up on hints.
It's not that. It's obviously not on this person. I'm just saying that there's something going on with that other person that is either an admiration kind of thing, like a friend crush.
Oh,
you know,
maybe she has like no friends.
that's
Oh, it
what.
is-
Well,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if she has like no friends and then she just like wants to like have a friend and then the other person think it's weird to like be her friend because like she has no friends.
Oh, so if this is a boy and there's a girl that's hitting him up 12 times in a row, then that is a little bit of a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what I was
Oh,
saying.
she likes. Okay,
Yeah,
so well, that's different. I don't know, man. Hey, more people who are interested in you, that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Skylar.
I think he should just straight up say I'm not interested because she will keep messaging him until
That's true.
he says something
Yeah.
or she
But
gets what she wants.
When you guys, when he says that I said K-A-Y, and that should be code for I'm not invested in this
But
conversation.
some people don't
What
get
if you
code.
just said I'm so sorry I can't text right now? What if you just said
No.
I'm
Well, that's
so
not being
No.
That's
truthful.
deflecting.
no one ever says
No.
that?
That's
No.
Well, people
don't
do,
keep going.
Well,
but
like-
that's not going to solve the problem.
No.
Can't talk right now.
I know how to solve the problem. Can
Just saying that. You
Yeah,
Does
just
it
say you know how
involve
to solve
poison or a gun?
no, it's
No.
not poison or a gun. Definitely not. I'm sorry that I've given that. But if you send one long message just saying, "Hey, I'm really not interested in having a girlfriend or anything, or I'm not interested in you. I'm sorry," then she's gonna get the message. That's that's just make it explicitly clear. Because just deflecting and being like K, that I mean that's not gonna make her. She's obviously not understanding at this point, so she needs it spelled out.
Well, that is one thing that I think is really true. That if you think that your hint is like even beyond subtle and they're not picking up, then you can be more direct without being rude. It just because like we talked about earlier, every person is different. Every person hears the world differently. Like
Yeah.
so, if she's not getting it, and then that she thinks K is you just gave her a big green light. 12 more messages.
Wow.
Like,
Okay. Wow. I'm very interested.
then you can be more direct. Say like, I'm just. But is it jumping to conclusions to assume that she wants a relationship just because she wants to talk with him?
No, I don't think so. I think that most people don't even talk to each other unless they're interested in
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Is
that's
that the way it goes?
Girls don't talk to guys without
I don't
there
agree
being an
with
interest.
that.
All right,
I
so
mean, in
we-
most cases.
So all right.
All my friends are girls.
If you have
little
someone
bit.
who all four of you, if you have someone who's romantically interested in you and
yeah.
over texting you,
Yeah.
how do you handle it, Hannah?
I would just be like, hey, I'm not interested in you. I don't really want to date right now. I still have a full life ahead of me, and I bet you do too. So why don't you live?
Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Ready.
Move across the country. No, well, it's like what I said earlier. I think that just being exactly direct and not leaving any room for any kind of other interpretations is gonna work because she's gonna move on. Nobody wants to be with anybody who doesn't want to be with them.
I don't. You haven't lived long enough. They do.
No.
But I'm just saying, that's not going to be healthy for her in the long term.
Have you heard of stalkers?
I have.
yeah,
That's
yeah, I
different.
know stalkers.
And if that's
yeah.
what this situation is turning into, then she needs to get somebody else involved.
Yeah.
But or he does.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But-
there are some people that will take any little K as a sign that
Yep.
like you have
Yep.
to just never ever speak to them for them to get the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't
Almost
think
like
she's
block.
at that level. But Skylar.
Oh, okay, so there was this guy that would always send me riddles on Facebook
God.
Messenger. No, I didn't know he was hitting on me. I did not know he was hitting on me.
How did you not
I'm
know?
completely clueless to this
Like,
stuff.
what kind of riddles?
Riddle me
Like,
this,
hard
Batman.
ones?
No, okay, so I guess he had some riddle book, and then he just okay, so I kind of remember one. So there was a man who died in the desert, and there were no foot trails, and he
It was
died.
God. That's when God carried you.
And I couldn't get it, but it was a helicopter. He fell off a helicopter and died. But then he just kept sending me riddles for months.
I love this guy
Do you
so
have any
much. He
more?
read a book. Ooh, send her riddles. Send her riddles.
He just kept going, but I didn't know because I was nice to him because I felt bad for him because I don't think he had that many friends, and I'm pretty sure I was the only girl in the whole school that would be like, hi, randomly I was like, hi, and then one day he asked me out over Facebook, asking me on a date, and I was like,
Do you still talk?
no.
Do you guys still talk?
I told him I didn't want to date in high school.
And he's on the phone right now. Hey.
he got the
Hey,
hint.
Chad.
I just thought she liked riddles.
All right, let's take a break for a moment, and we're going to...
Joshua, and then we'll take a break.
What?
Joshua.
Hasn't said his thing.
Oh, Joshua, how would you handle someone that was over texting you who was over texting you romantically,
This is
obviously.
mine, right?
Basically what I said before, and if it depends on if you've addressed it before, but if you've addressed it several times, I think just along with Brady said, just be upfront and honest about everything, like that you don't feel the same way, that you would like for them to not contact you continuously. Like you can still be friends. I mean, there's a certain point that if they continue like disrespecting your wishes, that you're just gonna have to cut your losses and
Yeah.
like, leave.
Very,
So
good. Very well
Cash
said.
out.
Very well said. All right, we're going to swap out some cast members and give everyone a chance to get on the air. And
I'm staying.
We'll be
Yeah,
back
we're
in like a few
staying.
moments. You don't have to brag.
Gonna have more Brady.
All right.
All right.
Speaking of Brady, great being close to
Okay,
the
I'll
mic,
do this.
but let's
I'll do
not
this
touch
next.
the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Don't
Yeah.
touch
Okay,
it.
no problem.
No, that's good though. You're on it.
Cool.
oh
Was I good?
oh no,
You were great.
I'm going the opposite way.
Okay, we're still live on the air, so let's move quickly.
Oh, and Josh, you were also very good at getting up to the mic, but when you're not talking, you can probably move back from it. Yeah.
So,
So,
our
Brady.
sponsors tonight.
We'd like to give a shout out to stamps.com.
Stamps.com. When you need a stamp,
Where's the cast?
they're in there.
Let's go. We're live on the air.
Sponsors tonight, mayonnaise.
So,
it's
Brady.
made with eggs.
So, Brady, how was your week?
It was okay.
You're in a play?
Yeah, I am. It's called The Jew Who Saved Christmas.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, you can go see it at the Zombie Joe's Underground Theater. Yep.
Oh, you've
Uh,
been there, Aaron?
In North Hollywood.
Many times, and it's bizarre as
It's
it sounds,
amazing.
and it's amazing.
Yep.
Sounds super cool. Hello, new cast members.
Do you see Blood of Big Ben?
Hello.
So we're here now. We have Lyric, we have Victoria, we have Brady, and we have Kenneth. Kenneth, do you have any nicknames, please, God?
Oh, yeah, I have Chocolate Thunder, K-Dog,
Right.
Ooh.
K-Shizzle, Kenneth.
I'm not going to be calling you any of that
I'm
stuff.
sorry, Chocolate Thunder?
Kenny.
Don't know how
Kenny
that's-
is Kenny acceptable at all?
Ken.
Ken is better than Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so
Ken.
you want Ken?
I can
Kenny.
just do
Kenny.
Kenneth. Well, I can do Kenneth.
Two things you haven't done this yet. So definitely wear your headphones.
All right, where are the? Okay, there.
Right there.
All right.
Do I do like one?
No.
As long as it's on your head, it's fine.
You will hear your voice, and you need to get your mouth right in front, and you'll hear it in your headphones.
Now another thing is, get as close to the mic as possible when you're talking.
Got it.
Exactly.
You don't have to be that close
Eat the
when you're
mic.
not talking. When you're listening, you can.
That's
be
what they say.
All right, we're jumping to the next question. It comes to us from CJ Banks. I'm a very shy person. I didn't used to be. It just happened when I started high school. Oh, you want me to do the shout outs,
Wait,
Trish?
that's it?
Belated happy birthday to Jenny, who's from Ask Jenny in the app. We're part of the Journals app. Go to the iTunes store and download the Journals app, and you can take part in all of our conversation. And we have a new panel, and except for Brady, he's a recurring character. We are live on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us every week. And then have a great and safe Halloween is what's written on my sheet. So
Yeah.
that's an instruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I said this is Lyric, Victoria, Brady, of course, as ever, and Kenneth, and I asked Kenneth for his nicknames. All of that went on, Trish, and you weren't even listening to me. I feel so unheard. All right, so CJ Banks writes, I'm a very shy person. I didn't used to be. It just happened when I started high school. Now I'm in my junior year, and it's gotten to the point where I can't speak or ask questions in front of a large crowd or classroom. I can't talk on the phone, and I can go a whole class period without speaking to anyone. How do I learn not to be so shy? Any thoughts? Lyric.
So you want to start by putting yourself out there, like just a little bit. So you don't want to be like, oh yes, I'm here. I mean, it seems like that's hard to do for you. So just start with like doing little things that will get you out of your comfort zone. So if it's hard for you to like say hi to your teacher, I don't know, I hope that that's not the case, but then like you putting yourself out there slowly will get you feeling more comfortable, and then that will graduate later.
So one of the things that, shyness can really kick in if you have a natural tendency towards it. It can really kick in during adolescence really badly.
Yeah.
And it's at that very time when you want friends the most. And so it's like so annoying. And I know it's really hard for shy kids, but like a lot of the population is shy. And we all have things that we have to work on. And if that's your thing, then just own it and go like, all right, fine. I am going to get myself out of my comfort zone. And one of the things that I recommend is like, to make eye contact and say hello to someone who really is inconsequential in your life, and by that I mean someone like checking you out in the grocery store, like where it really won't matter if they give you some sort of dirty look, but like that's really a good place to practice. Victoria?
You can also like just smile at people
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and like hi.
The head bob.
Yeah.
Sup.
You don't actually have to say anything. I mean, like
Yeah.
to start with.
I mean, if someone ignores that, like that's their problem.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you get to say hi to people.
Yeah.
Let me go to Ken.
Yeah.
So back to the question.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a problem because they need to like understand themselves, I guess. Maybe it's like more of an internal problem where they're like more like nervous about the reaction that they're gonna get. So first of all, I think
Definitely.
about,
It's a fear thing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and so understand why you're scared, and just feel like, there's always that one person out there, like not even like a friend group, I guess. So if they're scared, know that they don't have to be, and that, maybe some people might not listen, but there always is going to be, and then that's going to build up to being able to like be like, oh, I can talk to people.
Yeah. You won't even realize your own power. Brady.
So I think that you can maybe turn this situation into a positive. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to be shy, because this person isn't talking to people, right? Now, people can either look at him and say that's a shy guy or that's a mysterious stranger.
Stuck up.
I'm saying like maybe he gets a cane and like or a coat or something that just like totally screams, "Hey, don't mess with me,"
Yeah.
because if you're standoffish, that's gonna elevate your social status amazingly. It's gonna be incredible for this guy, and people are gonna want to talk to him.
How old? I think that's a really good plan. And
Yeah.
I think that will elicit like a lot of fear
Yeah.
and a lot of people just
Well, you don't want to be afraid of everybody else. You want everybody else to be afraid of you. That's the
But-
first step to power.
You're a genius.
Yeah, but I
am
think
a-
that
Thank
you
you.
could also like see how old you have to be to join Toastmasters, because that's a really good organization.
Wait, what's Toastmasters?
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
Toastmasters.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Okay, so Toastmasters is what you can probably explain this better, but my parents did it.
Okay, cool.
So it's like where you learn kind of how to make speeches and present yourself, and this
Ooh.
is great for pretty much everyone because you have to do that in work life, and I mean at school we
And
have
you
to
can do
that all the time.
Toastmasters with a cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I didn't
And also
advocate
they-
a cape,
they
but
have-
that's great.
You do.
Wait, Aaron, can you turn your camera on?
Not tonight.
Oh, because Aaron knows a lot about
Not tonight.
Toastmasters. Like him and his friends have done it. Yeah.
They have teen Toastmasters.
Oh, I just think that
I mean,
it's
it's
the
the
best.
best.
It's
It's
the
the
best.
best.
Because everyone at some point has to speak publicly. Like you guys are actually doing something really brave right now. I don't even know if you realize it. Because I make everyone feel so relaxed, right, Kenneth?
It's
I'm just
unbelievable.
imagining that there's no
It's
cameras here.
unbelievable.
I just keep thinking about like toast,
Toast
like
and
Pop-Tarts.
Mm-hmm.
when
Oh, I
keep-
know. Like you learn how to toast things. No, it's like how like you're at a wedding and you give a toast.
Yes.
Yes,
Some
that
people
is
are
one
terrified
of
of
it.
having to give a toast at their brother's wedding. Well, at Toastmasters, you learn how to give speeches on like a variety of different subjects, and you learn how to like not be afraid of public speaking.
and also be successful in like conveying your ideas, because if you're having to pitch something to your company or whatever, you have to like be able to communicate that in a civilized way that
In a
makes
PowerPoint
sense.
presentation.
Yes.
Ooh, those are hard.
Yeah.
Especially in
PowerPoint.
junior year. So
Yes.
that's
Works
you.
for everything.
15.
And so look up Toastmasters, see if they have it for teens. Other things that are good to join is like if they have like what's it called? Improv clubs for teens, like what's the one called for teens? Something sports.
Comedy sports. I
sports.
go there.
Yeah. That's great because then you're doing it in a
So
group and
excited.
it's fun and it's an activity. Comedy sports, and they have it in lots of different cities, and that really helps pull you out of your shell. Have you done that, Kenneth?
I have not, but I've done the musicals and stuff like that. I'm like not funny, so like I
Oh,
don't.
Kenneth.
Kenneth,
That's such a lie.
It's just
Kenneth.
comedy sports.
You're here now,
Chocolate
so
Thunder.
we're gonna help you become funny.
No, but the thing is, with comedy, you don't have to be funny, because
That's the weirdest sentence ever uttered.
to make people laugh.
No,
you
because
just,
the
Like
thing
with singing, you don't have to be a singer.
you just have to believe you can sing, and then you can sing.
No, but the
That's
thing is,
all
like,
that
for this
matters.
person, they shouldn't be afraid to go to comedy and be like, oh, I'm going to be really bad. Because
Yeah.
everyone starts off at somewhere. I'm not saying, like, okay, if go in and, like, just sit there, like, yeah, don't do that. But if you put yourself out there and you're watching other people, you're gonna get funny.
You might not even realize how funny you are until you kind of grow into yourself. Because, like, at the ages of 15, 16, 17, you're not at the level that you're going to be for anything. And just because you haven't yet shown a talent in it doesn't mean it's not like in there waiting for all your other hormones to get kind of calmed down. And then it's like, oh my God, I actually am funny. Because I think you're funny, Kenneth.
Aw.
So far, you've been really funny. And sitting next to Brady makes everyone 20% funnier.
Thank you.
It's a proven fact. Ask Nabisco.
Wait, are you saying that I'm not funny right now?
You're very funny.
But I'm not.
You don't need 20% of Brady.
Thank you.
You've got 90% of Lyric.
Thank you. What's the other 10%?
Yeah.
Oh, the other 10% is you figuring out who you are.
You don't even
Wow.
want to know.
Let's
what
just
the
take a
other
minute.
is.
Let's
Let's just take a minute. Yeah. Reverence.
All right,
All
minute
right.
up.
That was
Let's
not a
go.
minute.
Just breathe for
Lego.
like a good 10 seconds.
Next question is from Anonymous. I've realized that I may be bisexual. No one knows, and I wish I could tell someone, but I don't know who I would tell or if I could. My mom doesn't like gays because my family is Christian and they believe it's wrong. I feel like most of my friends would judge me and I would ruin my life if I came out. So what bothers me about this question is that there's still so many families that are giving off the message to their kids that it would be wrong if you ever were gay. And it just makes me really want to cry.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't know what I can do to change the mindset in your family. I think it's rapidly changing. I think it's changing like within you guys' lifetimes. It's already changed a lot, but I can't make it change any faster for the sake of your childhood. But the whole world, for the most part, is moving in a direction where you being gay or straight will not matter. It'll be a non-issue.
Yeah.
Big time by the time you get to be 18. And they say that having a gay child is the thing that changes people's hearts and minds the most quickly. And maybe you're here to help your parents, elevate that process.
Yeah.
Lyric?
Also, most kids, I don't know if you're going to a Christian Catholic school, but most kids have accepted gay or whatever sexuality you are by now. Everyone in my school and most schools are okay with it. So I think that if you're going to come out to anyone, I would probably start with your closest friends at school, just because if you don't feel that your parents are there for you in terms of that way, we accept people. Yes, Brady.
Hi, Lyric. Oh. So I think that I don't know if that's necessarily true in all states, because you have to understand, like, a lot of what kids feel and think about the world comes from their parents. And if you're growing up in a place where there are Christian parents who are very like judgmental about this kind of thing, then chances are there's going to be a lot of other kids who have the same kind of feeling. Kids have been ostracized for being gay. We've heard all those kinds of stories. Yeah. I would say for this person, it might not be the time to come out for them. And we've talked about this before. If you're in a position where it might be dangerous for you, where your parents are like that, hardcore, that they might, put your safety in jeopardy, or like, throw you out, which is a thing that happens in some places. Then that's probably not going to be the best move for you.
I agree.
And this is just my opinion, but I think that this person probably has a little bit easier than somebody who's gay, for example, because they say that they're bisexual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
But
it's a
either
little bit.
way.
I don't know.
agree.
I think that a lot of people are bisexual, but also a lot of people that are just gay start out by saying they're bisexual.
Well, that's true. That could be the case.
Completely.
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Well, first of all, that's awful what she has to, or whoever has to go through with their parents.
Yeah.
But the best part is that later, if they ever become a parent, like, that's the best part that I feel about like what's happening with the generations, is that when they become parents, they're gonna understand. They're not gonna be like that toward their kids. They're gonna be more like loving and caring, and they're gonna be like, I went through the same thing, and if you ever need anything, I'll be there for you. So I feel like that's the best part. And like what you said about like safety, that's always the most important thing. But what this person needs to understand is that it's their life. And they need to understand that, no matter what anybody else says or thinks, it's their decision. It's what they're going to go through. It doesn't matter what other people think or feel.
Well said, Victoria.
You can start to begin to tell your parents by like getting them comfortable with the idea, like bringing up subjects very subtly, because if you bring it up too often, they're probably going to think you are. And you don't want that too soon. You can slowly like bring in the idea, and then they could probably get more comfortable
thinking about that idea.
I've also seen though that there can be like a slap back. Like if parents start to suspect that their child is bringing it up because their child might be gay, they start to say more and more anti-gay things, as if to say to the child, "Don't you dare be gay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really kind of a difficult piece of advice to want to give, because there's so many factors that the child has to weigh for him or herself, and safety being at the forefront. You may want to be sleeping in a different home under a different roof the day you tell your parents that you're gay, but you may also find that you can tell a couple of people at school who also may be gay, and people are pretty good at keeping that to themselves because it is a really personal thing. And then when you do come out, it'll be a day where you can get in your car and go elsewhere. If your parents are going to have that much of a reaction to this information. Lyric.
Also, I mean, you've taken the first step. You've come out to us.
Yeah, which is huge.
Like, we are here to support you. We're like the dream parents, whatever. I don't know. Multiple parents,
Let
though.
me be your dad.
We are your family now.
Oh my
Now,
god.
you deal with it.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, like, you should feel that you can like let a little bit of yourself go and know that you've come out to someone basically that's going to accept you, and that's what we are here, is to support and help you and make you feel happy about who you are. So I mean, if it's possible to wait to tell people because you're unsure about the situation, then you've started by telling us, and that's great.
And your life is not going to be ruined because you're one of millions and millions of gay people that are going to have a beautiful life. And I advise that you go to YouTube and type in the words "it gets better."
Yeah.
These videos are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And it
they're
does get
life-affirming.
better.
And it does, yes.
It gets way better.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Anonymous writes, I'm in love with a girl who only thinks of me as a brother. I don't know what to do because I want to be with her, but I also want her to be happy. She's not the best at choosing guys to like, so she always gets her heart broken. Kenneth?
Well, I'm a male, and so I understand that subject, and you got to understand that, like, if this girl doesn't feel that way towards you, it's probably for the best. It's probably like this person isn't meant for you. Like you can't force love on someone, but being there for them is the most important thing. And you gotta understand. Like this person understands. Like their happiness is really important. So, it sucks what this person has to go through, but it's something that makes you stronger, helps everyone get stronger, and it's a good experience to live through. But
Brady?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, you obviously want to weigh the benefits of like going for it with this person versus like, do you want to preserve the friendship? Yeah. Because I don't think you can have it both ways. But there's nothing wrong with just feeling it out and seeing like there are questions that you can ask that sort of go around the subject.
But Brady, if he already knows that she sees him as a brother, doesn't he already has that question answered? Really,
well,
he just doesn't
I don't
like
know
the
about
answer.
that. I mean, that there are certain situations where like you can be friends with somebody for a very long time and there's an attraction there, but you don't necessarily always express it, right? I mean, I just think that there's nothing wrong with asking, like, I don't know, just giving hints subtly.
I feel like he already knows, and that's why he's phrased the question this way. You
If
could
he's
be right.
truly friend zoned, then which is what we're talking about here. And I'm not saying that the friend zone necessarily exists.
it does.
That's a whole show.
There's a conflict.
Does.
All right. But if this person is truly, we'll say the word friend zone for this situation, then he's going to need to deal with it, and find what you like in the friendship with this person. And just focus on that, because that would make you that makes you happy. Lyric.
I mean, also, like, I don't know, somebody said this kind of, but later, possibly, she may change her mind. But right now, if you want that to be a possibility, you need to continue to be friends. So,
That's true.
and like maybe when she's 20, like, or 30 or something, she's not married and you're not married, and then you guys are like, hey, let's get together. But
That happens a lot.
yeah.
see,
like I've heard that happening so many times. So
It does happen because sometimes the reason that someone's attracted romantically to someone else is that they have something they need to work out.
Yeah.
And so it hurts when it's not you and you want it to be you. But maybe it's not you because she needs to go through these heartbreaking experiences so she can learn something about herself and then realize that she needs somebody more like you. But like whenever I say that to Aaron, he's like, no, don't hold out any hope. Like you just really need to move on because that's not happening and you need to just accept the answer. But don't take it personally and always look at the guys that she likes and think, what does that guy have that I don't have? Because it's so impossible to like pinpoint it, and it has nothing to do with your quality as a human being. It just is this weird kind of like chemical thing that either happens or doesn't. And she could be like really attracted to somebody who is not as wonderful as you, but she couldn't even explain why she likes that person romantically. It just is. And no scientist has ever been able to identify it. So there's nothing wrong with you. Kenneth.
Well, that's just the way how love is. It's one of those things that you can never really like understand. It's bias. It's like sometimes fake, and it's just like sadly this person's like that guy has to go through something that really sucks. But he has to understand, if he truly cares for this girl, then he can be there for her through everything that she's going through the like the horrible options that she's that like the guy says that she's choosing for guys, and maybe in the journey find his own girl,
right?
Or they could maybe eventually see what happens.
Brady.
I think that's true. And the good thing about having a female best friend is that you have the best wingman of all. I'm just saying. This what this guy needs if he wants to get his mind off this girl is to go on a safari. A lady safari
in Africa.
A lady safari? No, not in Africa.
Okay,
that would be weird if he went all the way to Africa to go on a lady safari.
Well, they're
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe some African dating sites.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
The worst advice I've ever given.
Let's just like process. So he's going to Africa to find women.
Right.
Well, also, so just going back on track. I'm so sorry, guys. We can continue this
Never
later.
apologize for that.
Conversation right now.
But like, yeah, one day she might turn around and be like, the one who's always been here for me has been here all along. And he's, I mean, that didn't make sense. Right? Has been here all along. He's been my best friend.
Is that what she sounds
Is she
like?
wiping sweat off her
Yes,
forehead?
yes. Because she's exhausted from the hunt.
Yeah.
The wrong man.
In Africa.
She's hot from the safari.
No, but it's like.
I'm just assuming these people live in Africa.
Yeah, exactly. And they're accessing journals.
Yeah.
One must.
There are people in Africa who can access journals.
One must assume.
Don't you dare.
Yes.
Lyric.
Go ahead.
Okay, so but yeah, I mean, she might one day be like, he's always been here for me. He's always been supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
He's been my best friend. I mean, you hear of all the time like those best friend relationships.
It's in all
happening.
the movies.
Yeah,
And they're always the
Every
best
movie.
ones,
Yep.
and they're always
Paul
yeah.
Rudd.
It's not just in movies; it's in songs.
Yep.
It's like
It is.
Adele
I
dealt
married
with
my
it.
brother.
It's in songs that she was right here all the time. REO Survivor Speedwagon. Or
Okay,
something.
but wait.
Wait, what?
What if this person is actually her brother? That's
No.
the thing. No, I'm
Wow,
just saying.
that-
Brady.
If she
Brady,
thinks of
oh
him,
my God.
I'm just saying it's something in which you should consider, and do not date your brother.
No,
Please,
not
or your
even
sister.
stepbrother.
I think that's
No.
given. I don't think that's advice. I think that's just
Yeah,
more of
Brady, like no one's like, should I date my brother?
Why
They're
couldn't?
like, I was gonna date my sister, but thanks to Brady, I'm not going to do that.
He gives the best advice.
That man is a genius.
Brady Glasser,
All right.
incest stopper.
BradyGlasser.com. All right.
That's gonna be your business card. Like, I'm not kidding.
Or like a bumper
I'm not
sticker.
dating my sister. Brady Glasser.
Brady Glasser. Done on.
Thanks to Brady Glasser, I finally suppressed those feelings.
All right.
And found my
And
true
do not
love.
read Flowers in the Attic, Brady Glasser. Bad read for you.
Do
Now
not
he's going
read
to do that.
Flowers in the
Okay.
Attic.
All he heard was like, I'm going to read flowers.
All right.
I don't even know what that is.
All right. This question, I like the way some people they phrase their questions as
Yeah,
if
we
it's a
talked about
Google
this
search.
last
Yes. So Mac198 writes, be honest and harsh or be nice and lie.
This is a good one.
This is a really
I
good
love
one.
this one.
And
I
I'm
love
just
the way
going to
that
go around the
starts.
room, starting with you, Victoria.
Okay, you can be honest and nice at the same time. I don't see why
Right.
not.
But it's for
I mean,
the purposes of this question.
yeah,
I
like
guess.
for
purposes of
example,
this
for
question.
example, if the person says, "Do I look good in this jacket or sweater?"
Yeah.
You
Yes.
could say, well, I mean,
You say no.
You say,
I mean,
stop
can't
that.
let
You
that
put that
person-
away
color
now.
does not look good.
Yeah.
but you don't have to be like super like, ew, like you don't have to go all extreme like that. But you could be
Yeah.
like, I don't see you in that.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
so
Well, I
who,
like
who
it.
actually
You were
has
my brother,
taken an
no.
improv class? Anyone? Okay, so yes and you would look better in another thing.
That's true. It works for everything.
It's like that's exactly. Choose a different one.
Just like yes and you have a lot more clothes in your
Clothes
closet.
in your closet. Let's go look at them.
Awful jacket,
And
but
do-
you look great today.
Yeah.
God.
Your hair looks great, but I hate your jacket.
Like I don't think you have to be mean. And has anyone seen the Steve Jobs movie?
no.
Well, which one?
Okay, so
But, yeah,
did
there's like
Woz
5.
have the best line in the movie when he said it's non-binary. You can be a genius and be decent. It's non-binary.
Me.
So
Well played,
I don't
Steve
think that
Jobs.
you have to be harsh to be honest, or you have to
No.
lie to be nice.
No,
like
but-
I don't think you do. It's just called diplomacy, lyric.
I mean, if we have to pick, because I think they may be asking, like, it's one of those ones where, like, would you rather eat cake for, like, the rest of your life or eat pie for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Like, we're having to choose. Like, this is the Death Island. My choice for the cake and pie one is
It's a
both.
wonderful 2 options.
Did you just
But
say
yeah.
Death Island?
No, it's like if you were going to be, like, put on an island.
Desert
A
Island.
Oh.
Yeah, desert island. Thank you.
I'm
Death
scared
Island,
of Death
I
Island. I do not want to visit that place.
DeathIsland.com.
For your vacation to Death Island. Beautiful skulls lining the beaches.
And dead things in the sea.
Yep.
Fantasy suites.
Crystal dead seas.
The guy's like, can I have my
Look, it's on the
question
Dead
answered
Sea.
now?
Yeah, I know.
All right,
okay.
so
We're
why is
talking
this
about
person
Death
thinking that
Island.
Yeah.
Be honest and harsh, or be nice and lie. Well,
Oh, yeah, Victoria, did you answer?
Victoria.
Well, you can be nice and be honest.
No, you have to pick.
Like, let's say like
Well, I say
Victoria.
if I had to pick, I would say be nice and lie because
oh
Well,
Wow.
because I don't
Wow.
think that you I don't think that
Makes
you
me
have
question
to,
a lot of what you've said.
because I think the lie can be sort of like the yes and kind of thing that we discussed.
Yeah.
All right, but I just think being nice is so crucial because no one's
That's
going to
true.
really hear you if you've been mean to them. They're going to shut down and not like take the rest of your advice. Kenneth.
Well, I have dealt with this before, and it's something that, like, it's so important to know the truth. Like, either way, even if it's a bad or, like, no-stake situation, it either helps you grow or know what to do in that situation. And,
Completely agree.
I'm not lying.
well, the question is, be nice
That's
and lie.
good advice,
So-
Kenneth.
Yeah, you're being nice and lying. That's like a.
Don't you lie to me.
I would
But,
never. Brady.
Oh,
yeah. Are you not done?
no, I would, yeah, just be harsh and truthful.
But be hard. But you can also put like a nice bubble wrap around your harshities.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do.
All right. So
that's-
Brady, and then we'll go to you, Victoria.
But like I feel like we're growing up, you know, especially kids now. It's just like social media makes everything so mean. You know, everybody's a pundit.
But everyone's a liar, too, though. Everyone's like, oh, my God, you look so great in that.
That's also a problem.
Everyone's like, oh,
But-
I have abs.
But I feel like
that is completely...
On social media.
I don't think everybody has abs on social
we're talking
media.
about truth
That's
here.
a horrible
Not
generalization.
everybody does.
Anyway, but what I was saying, I think that we have lost the value of kindness, just generally the value of how good it is to be kind to people and how important it is. And I think that that's something that we need to get back because everybody wants to have an opinion and everybody wants to have a mean opinion now. Victoria.
You can also make a compliment sandwich.
Oh.
I learned nothing.
Oh.
All right.
You can say, "Oh,
Explain.
Your-
What's your recipe?
it's like your skin looks really radiant today, but that jacket does not look really great. But your shoes,
On point. On point.
you can. That's an option. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I like the sandwich.
I'm so confused.
Sounds
What if
delicious.
What if it's like, oh my God, does this girl like me? No, she does not. But you look amazing. It's like the guy's like, that's not what. No.
It's not helping me.
Well, thank you, but I still feel bad.
it only works in certain.
Yeah, but that's the.
Area.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
think
could, you
you
could be
just end
like,
up
you could be
confusing
like,
people.
no, she doesn't,
But cheese is delicious.
I do. Or you could say, but that's her loss, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's her loss.
See?
I like that.
Okay, because
Yeah, but that's not going to solve. The guy doesn't want the loss.
It's like Kenneth thinks it's important to deliver the truth, and I agree. But you can cushion it. And
I'm
Yeah.
on Kenneth's side.
but should you cushion it?
For a good reason,
Actually,
of course.
you're on this side, not Canada.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
It's a bad
because
joke.
I when I was reading these questions and I was like thinking, actually, I think it's better to tell the truth because that person is gonna ultimately trust you more, and they're gonna feel like you're like their mirror all the days. Like you'll be like, oh, is there something in my eye? And this person will be like, yes, there is something in your eye. Or but then the person who's nice will be like, no, your eye looks great.
But cheese is delicious.
No, but like
You end with something nice.
yeah, but then you'd be like,
Ah, cheese. Yes.
but string cheese. Oh.
That it was not relevant, but
I know.
I feel so bad
Thank
for
you.
this
But it's
person.
part
Like,
of
they
the
just have one
sandwich.
question.
There's cheese in your sandwich.
Person's like,
you
"Oh, I
see,
want
Brady,
one."
if you put cheese in every sandwich,
Uh-huh.
it's tasty. Even if you've said that you know that your eye is funky.
you should write a book.
What if it's like a dirt sandwich though? I don't really
Then-
think cheese would help.
Oh, it wouldn't. You're right. It wouldn't help dirt. Okay, we're gonna have to wrap it up. If you have thoughts, please go download
You
the
can find a
Journals
way to
app.
make a dirt sandwich taste good.
Oh my
Please
God.
email louisepalenker@gmail.com.
Tabasco.
You
All
got me
right.
there.
Thank you, everyone. We're Journals Out Loud. Please subscribe to our lovely podcast and download our app in the iTunes App Store. And thank you, everyone, for being with us. Goodbye, everybody.
Woo! Oh yes.
Turn pain into painting, flow into